What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are Traditional Fans with Opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. Windbreaker Season 2, Episode 4. So in this one, Sakura's, basically everyone's recovering from the fight against Keel. Sakura's dealing with his feelings about it all, and like he's like sick. So like everyone like in his class, so all the first years, they take him some food and stuff to help him heal, and then basically like every like basically everyone tries to like cheer him up. Everyone that he knows like from the area like and so like he does not like having help. So he like soccer is not he's used to doing everything by himself. He's very much a loner. So like Suonire, they first try help, but he rejects them. But they still take some food and stuff. And basically like and then like so after that and then like so then Kotoha you know basically like talks to him and then she's like she talks to him. I guess she's able to get through to him that like he has friends and that he's dealing with the fact that he actually has friends for once. Yeah, he has a sad existence. So doing that, he talks with Kaji, talk about figure out why he froze during the fight against Kill when he saw everyone get beat up. Basically, Kaji talks to him and tells him that you know what to do, and he can't do everything. He basically Kaji's able to cheer him, and then Uemiya is like basically tries to ask him what he thinks, and then basically encourages him. So Sakura starting to accept the fact that he has friends. And, like basically tell Sakura, hey, you're doing good. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're a good guy, and you're now having friends, and this is good for you. So like basically Uemiya is trying to be a good like upperclassman. But he does, and he's proud of Kaji for his development, which there's a lot of stuff that's happened with Kaji, and a lot of that is going to be developed a little more later on. I don't know about this season, but if we get season 3, it might be season 3 or 4, whatever. Depends on how many chapters. Anyway, that doesn't matter. But like, so as far as this episode, I thought it was a good episode. Like, it's a good like epilogue chapter for the Kill arc, and we're probably about to get into the next arc, which uh, I'm I'm not a big fan of the next arc. Like I'm not. There's not a lot to look. I mean, the fighting is cool. The next arc, but the everything leading up to the fighting is like, okay, come on, dude. I don't want. I don't want. I want to get to delinquents beating each other up. I don't want to see a bunch of. I don't want to see I don't know how many chapters worth of crying. Like this ain't freaking Shooty got what Doctor Who. Yeah, but that's later. But this episode, this was a good episode. This has been a good arc, and next week's, we'll see what happens. The Marshal King, Chapter 10. So in this one, Jimmu and the principal like continue their fight. So like basically, they're all like basically going all out using their weapons, which is like it's a steampunk. So a lot of times you have five parts made out of metal. That's a steampunk trope. Like Jimmu wants to become a marshal to end the age of desperados. Like that's his goal. And like what's shown is that basically Jimmu's very powerful, and we knew he was very powerful, and like he can keep his power level can keep up with the principals pretty like he if he tried he could easily kill her. And like basically everyone's watching, they're shocked about the fight, they're commenting a little, and like the principal loses her arm, and like basically Jimmu's knocked down, and it's revealed, and like basically the principal like talks about she says that she lost because basically she says that he intentionally did not attack her torso, which would have instantly defeated her because if he attacked her torso, the principal would die. Like she would have been dead. Basically, she said that that was Jimmu's way of showing respect to her, and he didn't want to kill her. And Jimmy doesn't admit that he missed on purpose. It's being a little lost. And basically they're about to start their next challenge. So whether or not, so it looks like he's considering staying at the school, which is nice. I want to see more of the school because, like, I was a fan of My Hero Academia, a fan of Muscle Magic and Muscles. Both are where schools have school being emphasis now with different names, with Muscle Magic and Muscles being basically Harry Potter, like with as a magic school. I mean, there are a lot of manga and anime with magic schools. Then you have My Hero Academia with superhero school. I mean, it's basically X Men. And like, so yeah, a U.S. Marshal school, that's freaking cool. That's just a cool concept. I want that to keep going. I don't want that to go away too quickly because that is such a cool concept, especially since we don't get a lot of westerns in manga because western is a very American genre, so we don't get a lot. And I really liked this chapter. I thought the fight between Jimmu and the principal was really good, and I'm looking forward to see what the next challenge is between them. So yeah, this chapter is good, and next week should also be pretty good. Kaiju number 8, chapter 125. So in this one, Kikaru Shinomiya is using numbers weapons 1 and 4 against Kaiju number 9 to help find the main core. And using one of those weapons is hard enough, but using two is a freaking pain. So Kikaru's like her power level's dropping because of the amount of stress, and it's affecting her. But she still wants to do her job as a member of the defense force. And Kafka is still fighting. And Hikaru is able to find the main core. She aims her gun. Then the chapter ends with Mina aiming a giant cannon at Kaiju number 9. So I enjoyed this chapter. It was an interesting, Kikaru focused chapter. We see like her flashback of her childhood with her father like taking the place of her mother as like I guess like the main trainer for Kikaru. And then this is continuing the Kaiju number 9 fight. I really like this fight. This is this is one of the biggest fights going on right now in manga, and like when the anime gets to it, it's gonna be a long one. It's gonna be one of the rare like long multi-episode fights that we don't really get much anymore. Now a lot of that's because this industry in general has shortened a lot of fights, and we don't get filler. Thankfully, the filler parts that is something that needed to change. Besides point, but this would be one of the rare long fights because outside of like a lot of the One Piece fights, you know, the final battle between Deku and Shigaraki, a lot of fights in manga were not that long. But this would be another this would- with this fight, if the anime gets to a point, will be a really long fight, multiple episodes. I can't say how many because I have no idea. Like it ain't like gonna be it ain't like Goku Frieza long. No, no, it ain't that long. But this could be a long fight, and I am all for it because it's this is a rad fight, and I look forward to the next week's episode to see how the fight continues and or how it finishes. Like 2 weeks because or 2 weeks since Kaiju Raid's bi-weekly. So whenever the next chapter releases, hopefully they do a chapter, not one of those like weird side chapter things, which is basically an ad. I don't like those. But hope whenever the next chapter releases, I'm looking forward to see how the fight goes. So yeah, and that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you can put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.